Okay, we're back. Just going to do two more examples of this new AC method, so hopefully you see it a couple times and you'll probably like it and say it's not bad at all, I can handle this. So just remember, when do we use this method? When we're trying to factor a trinomial where the coefficient is something other than 1. So in other words, you've got something in front of that x squared and you can't take it out. So this would be an example of that. 15x squared plus 7x minus 2. I can't factor that 15 out. So this is not just a simple unfoil. So step one, this is the AC method that we used on the front if you don't want to go through all the guessing and checking. The AC method is used when I have an A value there. That's A, that's C. First step, AC, means multiply those two things together. So 15 times negative 2 is negative 30. And now I'm trying to find two numbers. This is step 2. What two numbers multiply to be that negative 30 that you just got, but add up to be the middle, the B value. So what two numbers multiply to be negative 30, but add up to be positive 7? That would be positive 10 and negative 3. And sometimes that might take you a little bit longer than others to come up with that combination. But that's really the only part you got to think through about the AC method is just coming up with the combination. Because if you got those two, those are the magic numbers. And here's what we do with them. And this takes a little practice to remember to do this. But if you get the hang of this, it's not bad. So we rewrite this trinomial. I keep the first term the same, 15x squared. I keep the last term the same, minus 2. All I do is I rewrite that middle, and this is step 3. I rewrite that middle, that 7x, using the two numbers that I just figured out. And so that means because it's 7x, I got to rewrite it as positive 10x and minus 3x. Just don't forget about those x's. It's not just 10 and negative 3. And right, they're just adding up to 7x. Of course, it wouldn't matter if you put the negative 3x and the positive 10x second, if you reverse the order, as long as the signs are correct. But if you've done this, you've just created a 4-term grouping situation. Now you finish it with grouping. What can I take out of this first group? I can take out 5x. When you take out 5x, you will have 3x plus 2. What can I take out of this group? Nothing really other than 1, but in this case you want to take out a negative 1. Remember, when you take out a negative, it's going to basically switch the sign of this second part, the second term here. So taking out negative 1, you'll have 3x plus 2, which is what you always want with grouping. Factor that out. That common term of 3x plus 2 comes out. And the second group is 5x minus 1. 5x minus 1. Done. How can you check it? By foiling it out. And it doesn't take too long to do that either. Firsts, 15x squared. Outers, negative 3x. Inners, plus 10x. Lasts, negative 2. And you see what I got? Before I even combine those middle terms, it's really just like we got to here in reverse, that 10x and negative 3x. Those were the two magic numbers. And of course that gives you what you started with, so you know you did it right. So just to see one more here, and then you should be on your way. And maybe you want to pause it here and try this problem on your own, and then see if you get the same answer as me. But here we go. Trying to factor this. I see there's something in front of the x squared. Is there any greatest common factor I can take out? Nope. Nothing comes out of all three of those. This is when I use the AC method. So AC means to do. Here's A, B, and C. A times C. 8 times negative 3. And it's a little random to just do that. That's what's the learning part of this. Negative 24. Now what two numbers multiply to be that negative 24, but add up to be what's in the middle, negative 10? And that would be negative 12 and positive 2. And there should only be one combination, if any. And if there's no combination, that means this thing doesn't factor at all. But I think at this point, probably everything I give you is going to factor. And so what do we do with those two numbers? We rewrite this. Remember, I keep the 8x squared the same. I keep the minus 3 the same. All I'm doing is rewriting that middle term. So instead of negative 10x, I'm going to rewrite it as negative 12x and positive 2x, so plus 2x. Right? They still add up to negative 10, just to get a last second check there. And now, factor by grouping. You've got 4 terms. What can you take out of that first group? 4x. When you take 4x out, 2x minus 3. What can I take out of this group? Nothing except positive 1. There's your common factor, 2x minus 3. Remember, if these aren't the same, exactly the same, then you can't go to the next step. It means you did something wrong. 2x minus 3 is the common factor. And then in the other group, 4x plus 1. Done. Check by foiling if you like, and you'll see that it's the correct combination. All right. Hopefully this helped and made sense, but that is actually the last type of factoring you're going to learn this year until you get to Algebra 2. And now the key is just being able to do all of them at any given time when they're mixed together. GCFs, dots, grouping, AC, regular old unfoil. So we'll practice that over the next few days. If you have any questions, just ask or come to the Zooms. Hope everybody's well. I'll see you soon.